Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of What's Your Story. Tonight it's a part 2 of a conversation we started last week where we got together a small group of people, mostly young people, for a conversation on youth, right? So youth empowerment on What's Your Story with a few guests we've had on the show. We are at the Vanguard Lounge in Westlands, located at Pramuk Towers along Westlands Road. It's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. So anytime you want privacy, a good meal, you know, where you just come, chill with friends, or even you have parties, you want to throw parties, events, whatever the case may be, very open, very approachable, very accessible, Pramuk Towers in Westlands. So now we go, continue the conversation we started last week. Come with me.
I'm John Maribe. Swali yangu ni, yani msee apatiwe aendelee kusoma ama apatiwe pesa ya biashara ya kuendelea. Yeah. Juu unapata like Kenya kusoma sisi mayouth tunasema ni waste of time. Juu unapata wase wengine wanaendanga shule. Ni sawa umeenda kusoma but the people unapatana nao na interact nao wanaharibu. So mentality yako unasema unaenda kusoma. So mimi kwangu niliprefer wacha tu niache shule hiyo fashion afanye nipate hiyo do isende tu west nifungue kitu kingine. So nilikuwa naambia hawa if kama masomo inaweza kuwa hapo, najua masomo inasaidia but lakini for me niko naona masomo kaa hizi saidia juu unapata na wase ni sawa kupata na wase si mbaya but unapata ile msana kuchocha anakuambia tufanye hivi sinaona. But mimi nika prefer part yangu. So mimi niko na prefer kawa naonelea ni poa mtu endelee kustudy ama apate tu.
Let these guys answer.
Welcome to all of you.
Hata mimi nilifanya hivyo. So.
Ulifanya hivyo? So, wewe ulifanya hivyo? Anza basi, alafu tutamalizia. Wow.
Now, mimi nilimalizia form 4 na sikuendelea after that. Lakini saa zingine naonanga ile kitu niliscore nilioade malimaliza campus. Unajua? So sometimes it's your benchmark. Na mine wasn't by choice. There were no resources ya kuendelea na shule. So ikabidi niendelee design ya umse una guess tu acha tufanye hivi. And the mentorship came later in life. Later when I was already head of events for Safaricom. And there is a guy called Wale Akiemi.
Oh, love him.
You guys need to Google that dude.
Yeah.
The guy speaks. Ni kama kila kitu anasema unasikia for the first time. Na umekuwa area. So he told me, I want you to write 5 things that you know you're very good at. Remember, I was dealing with the things I suck. So a guy comes and tells me, now write good things. When I wrote, he told me each one of those things can make you money. So I wrote emceeing. Then I wrote security. Then I wrote events management, I wrote publicity, and I wrote creativity. Out of all those things, security this year, I think in April, I was paid the highest money I've ever gotten paid for doing security for Moi Ibrahim. 7 years down the line. I was voted the best MC in Africa at some point. And now I've been made a board member for Consumer Choice Awards where I won. I'm heading next week to TZ. But please note, I didn't study them. It's only that somebody now switched my mind and told me, listen, wacha ujinga. Wewe focus hapa. Na useme, EMC inaweza kuletea do ngapi. You know, that's the way you need to look. The passion you have is what can make you profit. But did I know that all that time? By the way, don't be like me. I wasted a lot of time because I didn't have mentors. This, Catherine, is the best thing you can do for these guys. Yeah.
Well. I wouldn't call it a tough one, but it's a very challenging question.
Yeah.
But I think I have my own perspective on this. I would bring it down to 3 things: talent, passion, and a pursuit of happiness.
Oh, wow.
And from where I see this is so broad, it covers any sector we would want to be involved in. You don't have to take 7 years or 8 years looking for the papers. Then you sit down with them and say, okay, now I have this purpose. Now let me start looking for a job. You will be wasting time. And Sir Chris just said, please don't waste time like I did. So I don't think you really have to continue beyond Form 4 if you feel, I want to start now. But you need mentorship and you need to keep updating yourself. So you need short courses to keep you going through your industry as you pursue your passion. I don't know.
Don't get stuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and I would say I've met somebody called Bill Gates myself before on a one-on-one, and I think we had a chat for almost 49 minutes, unbroken, doing coke, each of us, 2 people. You know the Bill story of dropping out of college. He just left college to go back to Seattle and put those things together, and with this friend, and now we have Microsoft, and you know what he's doing across the world in philanthropy, passion, talent. But I cap it all, as human beings, we need to be happy. A human being is happy and comfortable when they eat well, they are healthy, and they dress, just the basics. But now, when you have the basics and you are able to do your passion well and pursue it and have mentorship and keep retraining yourself, keep going for short courses, you can learn actually online some of these things.
Yeah.
You can even pay for training from coaches in that sector, because there are always those people you can look up to in your industry. They don't have to be resident here. Credits to President Ruto and even Uhuru before him. This new narrative around borderless Africa is a very big thing. Because remember I talked about identify the needs and how to meet them. That's all you need to do. And if you're doing boutique, that means you're in business, isn't it? Even if it's fashion and design. So how do you expand? How do you have a branch in Jakakimba, Mfangano Island, or in Lokitaung, or in Cote d'Ivoire? You know, so you keep bothering yourself. Keep bothering yourself. Thank you.
Unasikia zile majina zinadropiwa tu hapa. Umesikia zile vitu zilianza tu pale.
Lakini ile sasa ndio mzito.
Watu wa Bill Gates.
Hata mimi nimejamaza.
But it was a dropout. I think it's so relevant.
Unafanya presidential events. From locking yourself to a house in a house for a month.
To a presidential event.
So for presidential events.
But there's something my brother said, and I want to pick it up very quickly before you forget.
Yeah.
When he talked about meeting Bill Gates, immediately I was listening. So what you need to do, bro, and everybody here, out of your 10 friends, 9 have to be 10 times ahead of you. I deliberately pursue friendship with people who are 10 times ahead of me. My current best friends, I don't want to mention his name, he's way up there beyond Yani. Every time we meet, you know me, I can talk, but when we are with him, kneel by mouth. The entire time, siongeagi, diaragia, acha nikwambie. Because the guy, everything he speaks, I'm hearing for the first time. My bro here, he spoke about it. And so be deliberate. Go and write a list and say, among my, asiko ubaya, kuna mabeste lazima udrop, tukimaliza hii show. Lazima udrop juu, they are an anchor. Ukitaka kwenda na kuvuta nyumba mazee tuone tutafute kama mzinga. Unatafuta mzinga saa ngapi na unataka establish ma shops across umepewa advice hapo. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
I love that. And we'll get to friends who you surround yourself with. I like you brought it. Is there anyone with a question? Lady in green, to represent.
I think I'd just point out the few things that have stood out for me so far. So from Mr. Chris, when he said he looked at the things that he's poor at so much, he kept telling himself, because the moment you think about something so much, it actually becomes magnified, even though it might not be as big as it seems to you at that moment. But then he says his mentor tells him to write 5 things that he is good at. We thank God that he has endowed us with different abilities in different sectors. So I don't think, I know that after this I'm going to do a list of 5 things I'm good at and 5 things that I can make better as a person in my career, in the things that I do. Something that our beautiful Madam Madeline said is that every time she was even in the top ranks, she wanted to make differences. She wanted to spread out her wings, but someone was there confining her, And I am fascinated by the fact that you kept doing that again and again, So I think I would not give up easily.
Don't lose your fire.
I will not lose my fire. Yes. And now the advocate of the High Court. There's something you said about happiness, pursuit of happiness. I do a bit of career coaching, yet I'm still in school. So I tell high school students, what is it that makes you light up? Would you want to wake up for 38 years? Because that's approximately the time you would work from 24 to 60. Would you want to wake up every day to go to do something that you're pushing yourself to do, you're struggling to deliver? So when he talked about pursuit of happiness, I think that sparked something in me. I would not settle for less. I would not settle for something I'm not happy about. Thank you.
Awesome. The lawyer, I know you had was it a question after the fashion and design gentleman?
Yeah, I actually had a question for Mr. Chris and Mr. Silas.
All right.
Mr. Chris.
Yes, sir.
You say that you locked yourself for a whole month.
Umoja.
Yes, Umoja. Actually, that is the current place where I stay.
Oh, synchronicities.
Yeah. So now, my question is this. We are young people. We are prone to many things. There is this thing which is coming up, cropping up, depression. How fragile were you not to fall into depression when writing the bad things you are in? And how did you manage the situation of looking at those bad things and still being positive about your life?
Okay, thank you. Chris, go first.
When I was busy sending people to record tapes for me in UK, I'm quite sure depression was still around. I don't think depression started with Gen Z and millennials. The only difference is some of us didn't know what depression is. That time, I came to realize that time I was locking myself in the house, I was actually depressed. But who was I to reach out to? I didn't know. So nilikuwa tu kwa nyumba, I'm broke, I have ulcers, I'm just seated there. So, of course, I contemplated suicide at that particular point. But by grace of God, sikufika hiyo extreme kidogo. What I had done is that because I still wanted to pursue the highest level of understanding of what I wanted to do in this event career of mine, I was paying, I told Catherine this and she laughed her head off last time. I was paying my house and DSTV were 2 times my salary in KBC. So what I did is to buy a DSTV at 45K. Lakini mimi ni casual. And then I was paying the house, I think, 6,000. And then this DSTV, so DSTV plus Nini was costing me around almost 16K. I was getting 8K in KBC. Unasikia ujinga? Ambaye si ujinga. Because in my mind, I needed to see the world beyond KBC. And the only place I could research was this satellite feed that could give me the bigger world. So when guys were, me, I don't like football, but I will watch football. Me, I'm watching football to see how a guy's producing it. I don't know football, but if you told me to produce a football match, I will do it without referring anywhere, because those are the kind of things I research. World Cup in Qatar, I will even tell you what screens they were using, because when people are busy, did you eat team around me, was what screen are they using? How is the safety? How is the metro system working? Those are the things I research. And that's how. So I was depressed, of course. But the beauty about it right now is that at least we know what depression is. If you lock yourself in the house like Kirwa, hiyo si poa. Kuna options now that we know. Reach out to someone. And if you have a friend among these 9 who are 10 times ahead of you, they will not allow you to be depressed. Because when you sit with them and listen to the things they are doing, they might bring you out of where you are. Because these people also, I mean, listen to him. He met Bill Gates, but where did he start? Listen to her. Where did she start? Where is she currently? So all of us are in the process of going to the highest level of what we want to achieve and keep pushing that boundary.
I like that. Who wants to take us to commercial break?
Jeff.
Jeff?
Yes.
Jeff who?
Jeff Kipsang.
Jeff Kipsang.
Yeah.
Oh, this is your
Chepkeres.
Chepkeres.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, and
Kirwa.
Kirwa. Right. So you will look into this camera
Okay.
and take us to break and tell viewers we'll be back and tell them what we'll be talking about when we come back.
Jeff is my name, and we are here having a very lovely moment, and we're really learning a lot. And we'll be here at a short break. We're going for a short break, and we'll be here discussing about depression and how we can overcome the feeling of wanting to be someone else. So join us, stay tuned, and join us in a short while.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you.
I was giving people jobs. So ukiniona kwa status zangu utadhani I'm that person. So hata saa hii niko kwa nyumba, sina hata punch ya kubai sapa ya kupea mtoto na mtu anakuomba kazi.
Umetoka maze kurock show, unaonekana kwa madhiria kwenda umo. Na umengoja ile ya usiku ndio kwa sababu hauna fare.
Whatever is too hot, it will come down. Itapoa.
Find your passion, make it your mission, focus on it, and pursue it with grit or resilience.
So lady in blue, off-shoulder, velvet, glittering shoes, you look amazing. With the blonde hair. Okay, and we'll start with you.
How are you guys?
Yes,
My
good.
name is Wangare. Yeah, my question is, let's go straight to depression. Yeah? So it's good now that you've said sahi at least tunajua. I'm that one person mwenye I'm very outgoing, but also nimelan pia naweza kuwa extrovert. I'm outgoing, I'm that hyper and whatnot. But now I've found myself, now that I lost my job in May, just from nowhere, I'm a single mom. So I've been in the house like nashindwadi kutoka nje for over 5 months. So sikuwa najua kama ni kitu mbaya, so I'm just there not knowing what to do with their life. Au fikiri I'm that person, maybe niko na ego bado. Kuna ule msista za kushare too much with everybody. There are people who are looking up to me. They think that I've made it. So ukiniona kwa status zangu utadhani I'm that person. But when I go back to my house, I'm that person you don't want to talk about anything. So how do you help people like us who are seen like they are people, but we know we are not there yet? Yeah, that's my question.
You know, the most interesting thing you just described to me, the reason why I was closing myself in the house is because I was famous, zero money. Umetoka maze kurock show, unaonekana kwa madhiria kwenda umo. Na umengoja ile ya usiku, ndio kwa sababu hauna fare. Ndio, alafu pia una record tape. I used to record tape somewhere in Gara. Unapeana kwa hizi ma3 ndio kupatie lift ya free. So umecheck hizo, so you are there, everybody looks up at you na una any. Wewe mwenyewe hauko.
Just to add on that, I was giving people jobs. Me not after actors, mnakuja. So my number is all over. Like people, kuna mtu amenisalimia hapa simjui na ananiambia anakujua, unaona? So hata saa hii niko kwa nyumba, sina hata punch ya kubai sapa ya kupea mtoto. Na mtu anakuomba kazi, like it irritates you so much. Hata jana mtu anakuuliza niaje, nataka uniconnect na nani, nipe tu namba. But wewe mwenyewe hata yaja kupea after saa kazi imesimama, hata haja kupea, ameacha hiyo. Kuna wenye waliacha hiyo industry kufanya hiyo kazi, but at least hata wanaweza kupea kazi, hata receptionist, I can talk to people. But now they're asking you for so much more. So yeah.
Okay, wacha wakujibu.
You see where I am today? In between there's been ups and downs. There've been deep valleys. At one time I was settled in Githurai market, arranging tomatoes for people to buy and carrots. Because, and I think this is an antidote. I'm not telling it, I'm sharing. I'm saying maybe it's an antidote, but I think it is. During my valley seasons, it's very easy to actually enter a rut where actually around you life is happening, and for you it's not. But when I throw myself, I find myself always going back to what I am today. I'd find myself going and saying, I'm going to buy tomatoes for 100, subdivide them, and get 120. I could buy 100 and take them home, or I could divide them and make 20 bob, and then buy carrots. And I'd do that. Like I have 100 bob, and I buy 5 different, and I had kids. And it was in the 90s. Githurai was a roundabout, and in the center there was a market. And I was like, I'm a banker, lost my job, but I'm going to do that. The 100, instead of buying unga and whatever and going home and it's over, during the day, I'll buy several products, rearrange them, make 20 hapa carrots, 20, maharagwe 30, you know. At the end of the day, I have 500 bob. True story. Then during Corona, again, I wasn't in a very good space because when I set out of my career, what I wanted to do, Corona, of course, affected a lot of people. I found myself again going back to home deliveries. So somehow it's possible during calamity seasons or during seasons of valleys to actually kind of find yourself, like Chris was saying, falling into just the thing that finally becomes your thing. Because these are just building blocks. You know, it's a stairway. I hope it's making sense. Okay.
I don't know whether we need to talk about it, but let's talk about it now that we're here. There is spirit of jealousness that needs to be addressed within ourselves. The first thing I do as a human being, Chris Kirwa, is when I meet Madeline, nasikia wivu. Mbona huyu anakaa amesucceed kuniliko? Wacheki. Mseni aje. I follow him, by the way. We've never really met vizuri tukaongea. Today from here, I think we'll develop this relationship. But I look up to him. That's what he doesn't know. Because I see this guy who can make decisions that shake the country, and he feels nothing about it. The same way my personal friend, Jalango, did. I gave Jalango an opportunity to MC an event, and I think you can go Google, and he talked about it. Jalas, who had given a small job, ended up going to SA to MC a big event and get paid $1 million bob. I had an opportunity to be very jealous. Of this guy, I have held their hand, yet wameniacha mark timing. Lakini nikajireconcile, nikajiuliza, you know, that is a space. Who am I? I'm this destiny connector maybe. I am this guy who can be able to do things, but still rise within that space as others rise on their spaces.
Yeah.
So by the time unakaa chini, unajireconcile, unaacha wivu. It took me a lot of time. Hata mimi nilikuwa nasikiaga wivu, hakuna haja kuwadanganya hapa. Some of us ukituona msifikirie we are all sijui nini. No. We go through these moments. So I never have issues with anybody rising beyond me. Guess what? 40% of our clients, and I think I've said this before, you see those girls and the young guys you see in the supermarkets trying to promote a product. And you avoid them because utaki wakusumbue. And you will go sample and not buy. And remember, she is being paid per sale. Lakini wewe umesample na umeenda ujenunua. Those, I have worked with a lot of those people. But we've gotten big contracts by marketing managers who are my brand ambassadors in supermarkets because of the way we treated them and pushed them. And when they told us, please write me a letter to join this particular company, I agreed. You walk into a boardroom, the marketing manager is the Kagal who used to be in a supermarket in Githurai. So remember, you guys will be my employers in business one day. You will be, including their businesses.
Yeah. Let's touch on something, still on what you said, and you touched on it in last week's show, Silas, where when people see her socials, she has it.
Yes.
Yen yule. What they don't know is that Hannah, and she's no longer even maybe working for those digital influencers, but her socials, and everybody calls her for all of these things, and she's an extrovert, and she's sanguine, and she's there happy, but nobody actually knows that what you see is actually not the real life. So you touched on it last week where we can tend to get discouraged or demotivated when we see social media for others and assume, why is my life not like this? So speak to what exactly actually is in that social media?
I think I kind of touched on this when I was speaking to his question, the fashion design professional. You are a professional. You don't need the papers to be. So you have the experience. Remember when I said you go to the Instagram, you find all these colorful things. That's what I said. Then you get pressure. Achana na hiyo pressure ya social media. Just run through the timeline for whatever it's worth, because you also need just time to decluster your. But don't take it so personal and feel pressured that Janet is really doing so well and she's just 21. Based on what they're posting, whether it's true or they're just posturing something for the public, don't. I think we have lessons around the need for patience. We need to be very, very patient with ourselves, time and life. What is important is to be grounded. When you are grounded, and back to, I'm moving a bit from this question to the other one. When you are grounded, you sometimes need to, and by being grounded, I mean, you also need to know some God. I don't know. I don't want to say my faith is the best.
Yeah.
But your character needs to be pegged on. Also, there should be a spiritual aspect to how you live or find yourself here on earth as a human being. And if you know God, you will get to imagine, reimagine, foresee those very difficult circumstances and situations that we find ourselves in life, so that when they do, resilience carries you through. Resilience and knowledge in God. Number 3, a reliable support system. For the public or for people to reach out to you, what's your name? To Wangare, please help me with this connection. I need a receptionist job, the things you're saying. Because as he said, or was it my sister here, destiny connector. You know, the fact that Jakakimba is a destiny connector, or could be, like you, does not mean it is all rosy in my immediate space.
No.
It's like a calling, and it's just upako on you. So let it come and go. You keep doing your job. They say in Kijaluo, maliet nyakakue. Whatever is too hot, it will come down. It'll pour. So don't worry.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love that. This is something we want to develop, to keep doing. So don't think, wow, that is it. Hata sijauliza swali, usijali swali utauliza wako hapa. Get to connect with them. Again, I said to people, if I can't give you my number, find me, I'm on social, and tell me what you want. I'll respond. Lakini si useme tu hae na unyamaze. Like, let's be serious. Iyo HAE, please. So, ni unasema, and then, because everyone here makes time for what's important. Trust me. You start somewhere. So, final words. We start with you, Chepkeres, Jakakimba. To these young people, as they face 2024, what should they go into new year knowing? And yes, you've dropped lots of gems. Please drop maybe 3 more.
I think I would make it just one line.
Okay.
Wishing everyone the best. Stay focused. The challenges are always there in life. Don't be moved a bit by them. Pick experiences from them. Remain grounded. Know yourself. And I said, pole pole, no pressure. No pressure. Hiyo utateleza, even emotionally. 2024, I know the economy as it is it's not very easy now. The economy is largely in distress, not just here in Kenya, it's global. It could be worse in other countries, by the way. These are globetrotters, so I think that could be the fact, yeah. But I know Kenya is a very resilient nation, economically, politically, but that resilience of our nationhood, I think, is now required that we personalize it to face 2024. We need to hold on to each other, value family and friends and friendships, and remain grounded, keep calm. My sister, we are praying for you and all of us who are going through such things, and reach out. If you can't find Silas, especially this small constituency we've met here today, just look for Catherine or Millicent. And if there's anything we could do, and I don't have to provide that solution, if I know somebody who would provide it, I'll be quick to link you up. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Madeline, Mwithiga.
All right. So, so I'd say find your passion, yeah? So your passion resides inside you. I don't know if I said hands up, who can already identify like something you really, you think you align with, you know? I'm sure there's something, right? And if there isn't, you know, God created you for a purpose. So even seeking God to know what's that thing. You know, I was in the banking industry, and I grew up on farming. My great-grandpa, my grandpa, my dad, you know, myself, all farmers. And here I am doing nothing about farming. It bothered me. And quietly too, inanibotha. And when I got an opportunity, if what wasn't working within red tape, I could do it outside, it catapults you, okay? So find that thing. It could be looking like a problem, but that is it. You know, interestingly, I'm also working with the Gates Foundation. And he's about innovation, inventions towards solutions. You know, imagine like one of the richest men in the world. It's about innovating and inventing to provide solutions. I mean, like when you're seated there, so you know that's what it is. Yeah. You know, and a lot of these people never went to college. They didn't, yeah. Most of them started hiding in their dad's garages instead of going to school. You're not lost. But I want to mention something called vision boarding. Behind my bed on the wall there is large letters of what I think I'm gonna be. And I think I could start a bank. I don't, age is just but a number. Yeah, a climate adaptation agricultural bank. I could do that. Purely that.
Yeah.
You know, like addressing this thing until it's a zenith. Unaona mpaka kilele chake. And I don't stop. Let me be stopped by other things, but I won't stop myself.
Love that. Wow.
Now, find your passion, make it your mission. Focus on it and pursue it with grit. Find your passion, make it your mission, focus on it and pursue it with grit or resilience.
Got it. Awesome. Wow. Kirwa.
Unasema nini wakishaongea hivyo?
Wa mwisho ndio anakuanga na nini?
Where is Millicent?
Millicent, unatafuta na Chris Kirwa.
Let me tell you something. At exactly 10:10 yesterday night, I was gonna cancel coming here.
10:10?
Yes.
Okay. PM.
I told my wife, I can't go to this show. Guess what? I had not slept for the last 48 hours. We have back-to-back meetings. We are organizing a 20,000 youth conference in December, bringing all youth from across Africa. So today I have the highest level meeting that I'm attending. So even this dressing is part of this show and that one. So I have so much work that I haven't done. But something told me, I can actually let Millicent down because I don't really know you. Little did I know that behind this show is one of the people that I respect a lot. You can imagine if I had made that terrible mistake and cancelled last minute. My point. When you're on the verge of giving up and saying to hell with it, is a place you need to reach out deep inside you somewhere and try and do this difficult thing that everything is telling you give up. You can't give up. You can't give up. And I'm not saying I'm not giving up. I have learned from giving up that I should not give up. Yeah. Pursuit of Happiness, my dear sister, future presenter, because you're very good in it. Have you guys watched that movie? by Will Smith and his son. You need to watch it. It's very, very important. Just when on the verge of giving up completely, I think he had innovation, that of something he had innovated, is when he got it. But he was carrying that box.
Yeah.
I think if you guys have, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You have people who want to start banks. Banks. Nie. Mutu wa maths. Kai mwalimu wa maths. Yeah, can't start bank. Yeah. Yeah. So please embrace everybody. Look up. Have 9 people who are ahead of you. Embrace the person who is younger than you. Gen Z na millennials amsikizanagi tusemeni ukweli. I know that, by the way. You don't like each other. Gen Z don't like millennials. Yet, we guys, I don't even know what generation we are. We are embracing you guys. So tunasema, thank you.
Wow. I just want to thank all of you for the sacrifices you've made. You flew in, you're flying back out. You know, like you, he hasn't slept, I think, 5 days collectively. Hearing you haven't slept 48 hours. You have high-level events this week, same to you. Busy as well. Everyone is rushing somewhere, but they invested 2 hours of their time this morning in traffic and unexpected rain to come and give what they have. So it would be a travesty if you don't even pick one thing, like that list of 5, or pursue happiness. Like the end goal to whatever you choose to do is, does this make me happy? So the rest, connect with them on social media. Get their emails. If you're blessed enough to even get a number, good luck, you know. But they're all of them on social media. I met Madeline through LinkedIn. I don't even know I met Chris, must be Instagram. I can't remember, you know, Twitter. So all of them, it was social media that introduced us to each other, and now here we are. So I am grateful for your sacrifice of time. I could talk forever, but I know you have to rush to the airport. You have now your regional meeting to rush to, but I'm so grateful. I hope you've gleaned a thing or two. Yeah? Okay, I'm glad for the nods. So this one I'll have to say goodbye. Thank you for tuning in tonight. If you have to rewatch this again, the repeat goes on air Sunday 2 p.m. Or just get on YouTube and watch again. The thing is, we hear a lot of things. You have access to any knowledge you want. Like we heard in the show, you know, it's at your fingertips. But it's what you do with that knowledge that brings the difference. So it's about the what you do. Okay, now that you know, then what? And if you still have questions, we are open, we are accessible, we are approachable. Our social media pages on the screen. Till next week, thank you for tuning in. We are building a community where we get to do things like this. This is our next level in 2024. And if you want to be a part of it, let us know. 22151, our SMS line, or even our social media. Thank you for watching. See you again next week. Ciao.